Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I am Joe Prisco. I'm joined by head coach Mike Newell. We have a little camp talk going on right now. So, Coach Newell, tell me about some of the camps you're hosting this summer.
Joe, we're finally back in the camp business. COVID really took us for a loop. I've run camp throughout the United States for several years now, and really and truly enjoy it because it's working with the younger kids, that 8 through 13 group. Now we do take high school kids. In fact, our camp is for boys and girls, ages 8 through 18. And but I enjoy watching them in their 3 days of work and what we teach. You can see the improvement that they can make in those 3 days with the reps that they get in.
Okay. Talk about your first camp. Your first camp is going to be from June 22nd through June 24th. As you mentioned, it's co-ed. So where is it being held?
The camp is on June. It starts June 22nd. It goes from 11 to 5. They need to eat lunch before they come because now they can bring some snacks, but our camp does not include lunch. The camp price does include a camp t-shirt, and it also includes a camp basketball. So it's 6 hours long. There will be some breaks in there, once again, if they want to bring a snack or two. And but we go the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it's Dent Hall on Dillard University's campus. And we got one in June, and then we have another one in July.
Excellent. And the one in July that you mentioned is going to be from July 15th July 13th through July 15th. Again, 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. And I imagine it's something similar where every camper will get a t-shirt along with a basketball. Should they bring anything else with them? Gym shoes, shorts, water bottles, anything else like that?
They can bring their own water. We do have water here in the facility, but if they want to bring their own water, they can. And obviously, they want to come dressed as they would for practice with their local AAU team or with their school team. And but I want to stress once again, it's for boys and girls. And what we do is, I know for those parents out there that might be concerned, we don't play any games. There's no 5-on-5 that goes on. You're actually competing and learning against the game itself. And you'll be competing in drills. And what we do is for the beginners, it's for the intermediate player, and it's also for the advanced player. And what we do is we'll put the kids together in their age groups and their talent group. For example, if a 9-year-old is, say, an intermediate player, then we'll move him up or her up to a more advanced group. So we do that in about the first 2 hours of the camp, and then that way, and I hire a coach for every 10 students, and that way I do all the lecturing and I do all the correcting, and I'm there the whole time. That sometimes separates a lot of camps out here where the college head coach is usually just a figurehead, and I'm there. I'll know their names by the end of the first day, as well as our counselors will know all their names. And it's, Joe, I've been doing this since 1994, I think, when I changed to this format. And as I said, I do them, I've done them, well, this year I'm doing them in Texas, I'm doing them in Indiana. I've got several here in New Orleans, North Shore, also in Arkansas. So I really enjoy it. And the kids, as I said, my greatest satisfaction is teaching the kids how to play, footwork, ball handling, passing, shooting. We teach them how to come off screens. We teach them how to curl, to flare. It's a very intense camp, and you will find out that if your child really wants to become a basketball player. because that's 18 hours of instruction, 6 hours a day. And like I said, we do give them breaks, but it's really intense.
Excellent. And you mentioned that the athletes will be competing against themselves with skills and drills. What are some other skills and drills you guys will be having them go throughout the camp?
Well, you actually, like, for example, ball handling drills, there's all kinds of things that we do at that. Once we break down into groups of 10, then those groups will be doing what we just lectured, what I just lectured on, the passing. That we don't do a lot of defensive drills because various coaches out there, you know, some are man-to-man, some are zone. So I don't get touched very much on this camp on that. My main thing here is to teach them how important their feet are in basketball as far as fake a drive, shoot a shot, you know, fake a drive, fake a shot, go one bounce left, one bounce right, the Jordan move, reverse and go, the rocker. These are moves that can get them open, and with repetition and done properly, then any young kid, female or male, can improve their game.
Excellent. So obviously, you know, we'll talk about it again. You know, like who's invited to participate in the camp? Is it, you know, like, is it going to be like really advanced players, or are we going to be looking for anyone that wants to learn something about the game of basketball and improve their skills?
Well, as I said, since there's no games, we could take the top 30 high school basketball players in the city, and in that same group, we could take maybe intermediate junior high kids. And then we could take kids that are just beginning, that they just want to learn how to play, because you're competing against the game itself. So you're going to start out at a different level, but when we break down, we'll have a coach or a teacher there that will teach you at the level you are, whether that be a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced.
Okay, excellent. And, you know, I think that we can get to what's the benefit. Say if you've got a young child that's, you know, looking to improve their basketball skills this summer, what's the benefit of attending your camp?
What separates my camp from, I think, many others is kids will actually come home at the supper table that night and talk to their parents about what they learned at my camp. We teach them counter moves. For example, okay, this move here will get you open. All right. So many kids just want to catch it and start dribbling it. All right, instead of getting in the triple threat position. We teach them what they need to know, and then what we do is once they've repped it, then they can go home, and we give them a 90-minute workout sheet when they go home. And all they have to do is find a basketball and a basket, and they can go out there, and then they can get as good as they want, because basketball is sort of different. You only need a ball, a basket, and great work ethic, and you can get as good as you want, but you got to know what to practice.
Yeah, exactly.
And you got to understand that you just don't go out there and shoot, threes all the time. There's a bunch more to the game of basketball. And actually, beginners, they're even better off in my camp, because then they don't have any bad habits. So they're going to start from the very start, and everything, a lot of times they're like sponges. They pick everything up. And because, as I said, we don't have to eliminate any bad habits.
Excellent. So you mentioned, obviously, you're going to be, involved in every part of this camp. Who are some other people that are going to help you out at the camp and help you with some of the smaller groups?
Try to hire players and coaches that have worked with me, because then they know exactly what I want and what to look for in the correcting. Because the key, Joe, is correcting. Once you show them an overall view of the way a move should be, or the way to feed the post, or the way to cut on a give and go, then you got to have a coach that when they break down into those groups of 10, that's going to correct them every time. Because there's no need to practice it if you're going to do it wrong. And so Coach Gray, who's been with me for 2 years here, will obviously will be a co-director. And then a lot of my players that have played for me, Xavier McKay, who graduated this year, has been with me for 5 years. He'll be here. Tyrus Crawford will be here, who played for me this past year. So we'll have people who think like me and who understand what I want done, and will be an expression of me, or extension of what I want taught.
Excellent, excellent. And we haven't gone through what the cost of the camp is, but what is the cost of each one of the camps per camper?
The cost is $175 for 3 days, and it's 18 hours of instruction. And if you break that down, it's about $10 an hour. It's about what you'd pay a babysitter. And so, but the difference is that if your child comes, and I have kids that they not only come to one of my camps, they'll come to as many as they can. And because you can't get enough of these reps, because the more you do, the better you're going to get. And it's like anything else. And so it is $175. You do get a camp t-shirt, you do get a camp basketball, and you're going to get really, really first-class instruction.
Excellent. And again, the camps this year are going to be from June 22nd through June 24th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. July 13th through July 15th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. You'll get a camp t-shirt as well as a camp basketball. If anyone has any additional questions, after this interview, they can go back to the release, and it lists Coach Gray on there, his phone number, as well as email. And I figure that is probably the best way to contact if any additional individual questions arise. That
would be true, yes. And then okay. if need be, if something comes up and they need to contact me, then Coach would let me know, and I'll contact them.
Excellent, excellent. Well, the personal touch is everything in this business, Coach, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today. So
thank you very much.